Hello everyone, I'm Maratrika Bhomik and I welcome you back to another episode of Courts Today on LiveLaw, where we update you about all the important legal developments that took place across the country today. We will begin with developments from the Supreme Court of India and then move on to High Courts and other subordinate courts. If you like our content, then it would mean a lot to us if you could please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's begin. The Supreme Court of India has issued notice to the Union of India and 5 states in the PIL, which highlighted that elections for Deputy Speaker for Lok Sabha and the state legislatures of 5 states had not yet taken place. The matter was listed before a bench of Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices P.S. Narasimha and J.B. Pardiwala. The Supreme Court of India has allowed 2 life convicts, a husband and a wife duo, to be shifted from an open jail in Jaipur to a similar facility in Udaipur in order to allow the 45-year-old woman to undergo medical treatment to conceive a child, besides urging the concerned authorities to consider their request for parole sympathetically. The petitioners had approached the top court after the Rajasthan High Court had rejected their application for emergent parole last year on the ground that the wife already has 2 children from a previous marriage. While upholding the delimitation exercise in Jammu and Kashmir, the Supreme Court of India has observed that the Parliament has the power to convert an existing state into a union territory. A bench comprising Justices Sanjay Kishan Kaul and Abhay Oka noted that Article 3 provides that Parliament may by law form new states and alter the area's boundaries or names of existing states. As per explanation 1 of Article 3, a state includes union territory. As a result, on a conjoint reading of Articles 3, 4 and 239A of the Constitution, the court found that the Parliament has the power to convert an existing state into one or more union territories. The Supreme Court of India has held that when the state government formulates rules in pursuance of the power under Section 96 of the Motor Vehicles Act, it may also bear in mind the guidelines which have been framed by the Centre in 2020, that is the Motor Vehicle Aggregators Guidelines of 2020. This particular observation was made by the court in the order passed by it in the Rapido's plea against the Maharashtra government's refusal to grant 2-wheeler bike taxi aggregator license to the company. The Supreme Court has held that a company secretary, while acting as a compliance officer in terms of the SEBI buyback of security regulations of 1998, has to ensure that there is a compliance of the company with the regulations relating to buyback of shares. The court held that patently erroneous the interpretation given by the Securities Appellate Tribunal that the compliance officer is only required to redress the grievance of investors. A bench of Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices P.S. Narasimha and J.B. Pardiwala was hearing an appeal filed against the SEBI challenging an order passed by the Securities Appellate Tribunal. Granting anticipatory bail to certain accused persons in different matters booked under the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act of 2006 and the POCSO Act, the Guwahati High Court today observed that these are not matters which require custodial interrogation. Justice Suman Sham orally observed, and I quote here, if marriage is taking place in violation of law, the law will take its own course. These cases have been happening since time. We will only consider if immediate custodial interrogation is required or not. At this moment, the court thinks that these are not matters for custodial interrogation. The Allahabad High Court has granted short-term bail to Lakhimpur Kheri violence accused Ankit Das till March 16th on the ground of parity with the co-accused Ashish Mishra, who was granted interim bail by the Supreme Court of India last month. The bench of Justice Rajesh Singh Chauhan ordered for his release on interim bail until March 16th on his filing a personal bond and 2 sureties each in the amount to the satisfaction of the concerned court. The Delhi High Court has ruled that information and clarification sought by the arbitral tribunal on a dispute arising out of other than contracts which do not form a part of the arbitral reference will not alone make them the subject of arbitral proceedings. This particular judgment was passed by Justice Anup Jairam Bhamwani. The Gujarat High Court recently dismissed a review petition seeking recall of an order approving the sale of certain shops in a predominantly Hindu area to a Muslim man. Justice Biren Vaishnav also imposed Rs 25,000 costs on the petitioner, stating that it is a disturbing factor that a successful purchaser of property in a disturbed area is being hounded for his attempt to enjoy the fruits of the property which he successfully purchased. Thank you. Keep watching Courts Today on LiveLaw for more such updates. See you tomorrow.